Let the eclipse season begin. Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to be going over the top things you need to know about this solar eclipse that's happening in Libra, this Libra New Moon on October 14th, 2023. This Libra New Moon is going to affect us 3 days before, the day of, and 3 days after. And as we step into the eclipse season, this is a very powerful one. So if you're a Libra, if you have Libra in your chart, even if you're not a Libra, this is going to be really potent. So make sure that you sit down, relax, take in all of the things, because this is going to be a really deep channeled message and energy update for you guys. Before we get into the energy update, a couple things. Number one, don't forget to like, subscribe, put notification bells. You come here, some of you, I know majority of you come here all the time, so why not just follow along and be part of the family? If this is your first time of us connecting, please introduce yourself with a rainbow emoji telling me about your sun, moon, rising, and how you're feeling. And yeah, I'm really excited. Couple other things. We have the solar eclipse in Libra. For this Libra New Moon, I am hosting a breathwork on Zoom. It is going to be a breathwork healing ceremony where you're going to be tapping into all of the changes that this eclipse season has for you. Eclipse season is all about quantum leaping, the healing, the manifestations. We are fast forwarding our timelines and it's so exciting. So why not do that in community? Why not do that together in a breathwork ceremony that's happening on October 14th, the day of the Libra New Moon at 5 p.m. Eastern time to 8 p.m. Eastern time. So you can go down below and sign up and send the link to any friends or family that you feel like it would align to. Another thing I want to share with you is the Earth Dharma Healers Training Program. The one-year program is open for application. This is a one-year program that allows you and teaches you how to hold space, but most importantly, how to connect with other aligned leaders, healers, space holders, light workers, and it's beyond the program. You get so much support even after the program, and we're going to do all things with learning how to protect your energy, expanding your gifts, helping you with expanding, getting your voice, getting your mission out there. What is your Dharma? What are you here to do for this Earth lifetime, for the collective, and connecting with other devoted and aligned integral space holders. So if you're interested in applying for that, there are 8 to 10 spots available. Go down below and start the application process with the meditation, and then you will do the ceremonial application. And I'm so excited to see all the souls. I've been connecting with the souls that are meant to come into the space, and oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So excited. So all that's down below. I also have my 2024 retreats. They're open for applications. So you can go to the Goddess Retreat, Ancestral Retreat, or a Master Dieta. All of that is down below to apply. And my one-on-ones are still open. I have a few spots available. So if you're interested in that, you can email me in my link tree. Everything is in my link tree. Okay, let's finally get into this solar eclipse in Libra. This new moon. We are starting eclipse season, guys. Eclipse season is one of my favorite seasons, and this one's a little bit different because we are having this eclipse season in Libra. We're having it in the fall. Fall is a time of transition. Now I know some of us are in the North Hemisphere, some of us are in the South Hemisphere, so I'm trying my best to really share a little bit more for everyone to understand how it will affect you. And for some of you in the South Hemisphere, you are moving to the spring, right? You are moving out from the hibernation into spring. So this Libra is about harvesting all the things that you've been really working on, healing, and going into that dark night of the soul, going into the swamp, going into the shadow work. For a lot of us in the North Hemisphere, where we're going into fall season, you know, it's changing into fall. This is all about letting go, as we did in the Aries full moon. And now it's about fast forwarding and really being specific on what we want. And this time is harvest time. It's time to harvest our manifestations. It's time to harvest from all the hard work we've done this year. And it's also time for us to celebrate ourselves. So I'm really excited. I wrote down all my notes here so I don't forget any of the details for you guys. So the first thing you need to know about this solar eclipse that's happening and new moon in Libra, October 14th, 2023, is that what is in the dark comes into the light, and what is in the light comes into hiding. So I did a TikTok channel message, and as I'm connecting with it right now, it's really interesting. I am seeing us being the lily. You know, we're the seeded lily, and lilies live underneath the water, underneath the swamp, right? They never know when they're going to go up. They never know when they're going to grow, and they don't know if they are going to come up above that darkness, right? And what happened during this transitional time, it was a lot of uncertainty in September. We're getting back into new routines. Our days are getting shorter for a lot of us, and for us, we're getting longer depending on where you are located in the world, if you're in the southern hemisphere. So it's like this transitional of our whole bodies, like, wow, okay, I'm rebalancing my sleep. I'm rebalancing from the insomnia. I'm rebalancing from the energy that I was in into something different. So for fall, now we're preparing to shed so we can hibernate and really work on those things that we're serious about, right? So now in Libra season, you are starting to see this whole year of 2023, all the things you've been working on to manifest. And it's going to show you the things that are working for you, the things you have to let go, and the new things that you didn't even recognize are open for you. And this can be related into career, leadership in your life. I'm going to highlight leadership in your life because this Libra new moon's a lot about that. And it's also going to be talking about our relationships as well. And we're going to break that all down in this video for you guys so you feel fully confident in the new moon in Libra and this eclipse season. Now, eclipse season with the new moon's all about new intentions, new habits, new values, right? Libra is a sign of balance. It's a sign of leadership. It's a sign of politicians, like people in the world that are making big differences. I say that quotations, but in the world where people have a big voice and people look up to them, right? And then a collective, we're going to be seeing a big shift about anything in the shadow of politics. And I just say that is going to come up, and there's going to be a lot of heat that's going to happen around this new moon, right? But with that, it is the right thing that has to happen in order for new leadership to come in. The collective's not looking for more leaders. You know, we're not looking for more people to tell us, you know, what we feel is abundant, how we should do things, what is our rituals. Like I say about this YouTube channel, the purpose of this is to guide you, but to take what resonates and throw out what doesn't. And this Libra new moon is telling us what's in the dark and what's in the light is like, how can I really take full presence and leadership of my life? Because if I am here being a victim to the old stories, which luckily for you, the Aries full moon fully cleansed that. And now it's my intention to manage that energy. And for me to make sure I'm not filling it up with bad, I don't want to say bad, but unbalanced rituals, right? Unbalanced beliefs, unbalanced practices, right? So Libra new moon is teaching us how to do things more efficiently and reprioritize our energy. Remember, as a human, we are here to manipulate energy. That's what it is, right? We are here to understand manipulation of energy. That's our life purpose, right? So how things in this world affects us, how things in ourselves affects us, how the people and the families we have chosen, our souls have chosen, affect us and how we see the world. And Libra new moon is like, okay, sit down with yourself and ask yourself, what are you really serious about changing and really stepping into? For those of you who've been on the sidelines about wanting to make these changes, Libra new moon is going to ask for you to step up, to go into it, to take that leap, right? You can't allow your old version of yourself to make the decisions of the new higher version of yourself that is trying to reintegrate and transition during this season. So eclipse in this Libra new moon is about creating like huge life changes in your habits, huge perspectives of how you want to come into the light, right? Into the light of a new way of living, into the light of a new transition, into the light of transformation. You are now taking full leadership of your life, and you're not letting other people be the voice of that, right? And it's going to trigger some people. Like this Libra new moon is going to bring in, like, you can't please everyone. When Libras are in balance, they tend to want to make sure everyone in the room is happy. You have to ask yourself, in your shadow self, where were you trying to make everyone happy? You know, 6 months ago, maybe within 6 months ago, where were you brought a situation where you actually weren't for your highest good? You weren't answering the yes or no to your highest good. And now you have this power that's going through your whole being of, wow, I am here to allow myself to fly as the butterfly, right? You cocooned all September. You allowed the process to happen. Libra New Moon is about letting yourself fly and to understand what flowers you need to explore and what is your motive during this season. What are the new beginnings that you are creating? And this is for everyone, whether you're in the North or South hemisphere. What are some new beginnings you're seeding? And what are some new beginnings that are reappearing and submerging from the darkness? Because now the lily is above the water. Now the lily is above the swamp, right? You are now above the swamp. There's no need to take this blossoming lily that you are and put it back into the swamp, right? Because that's when we are self-sabotaging ourselves by seeing how much more we can create for ourselves and our life. And that transitional period you had last month was to show you, hey, wait, I wanted to do those things anyways. They were on my mind. So they're here. So why am I holding myself back? So you're recreating your whole way of seeing life during this Libra New Moon. You're rebalancing it and you're finding out what is the great structure that you need for your soul to flourish in this new energy. Potent, right? So coming out from the dark, submerging into the light, into a new way, into the other side of the season that you were in. And this is completely different, right? Last year, Libra season, where were you? What were you feeling? What were you battling through? What were you moving through? That has all shedded. Take a moment, take a breath, celebrate that. Take a moment to celebrate the evolution that you've created. And now that version of you is ready for the next chapter. And that next chapter can happen in opening your heart for a relationship. That next chapter could be opening your heart for yourself. That next chapter could be a completely different career or leaping from that transitional of like working 2 jobs. And now it's like, it's time for me to fully devote to this one job or this one lifestyle, I like to call it, right? This could be you making the decision to do the prep work for that new thing that you have to do, that new place you want to move to. All of this is happening. It's harvesting. So during this time, you are also what's submerging from the darkness into the light is there are new doors opening, right? So what was a problem before, Aries full moon, clear that. Now Libra New Moon that's happening on October 14th, 2023, 3 days before the day of and 3 days after, is bringing you a connection. This could be an earth connection. This could be someone that opens a door for you, and it may not look obvious at first, but they're, you know, this is spirit kind of testing you. Like, are you going to take the leap, right? It might be not directly your manifestation, but through this, it feels right. And you don't know why in your being it feels fully right, but you're doing it. And it's going to help you open another door and open another door. And at the end of all those doors, you are going to receive it. And during this eclipse season, what's happening? We're quantum leaping. We're receiving things at fast, rapid pace. Should we decide to say yes and no and listen to our being and our body? But remember to allow yourself to understand, am I fully devoted to this new chapter? Yes, you are. I am fully devoted to this new chapter. I am fully devoted to rebalancing my being, my light body, my soul that has gone through so many initiations this year, in the past year, is now ready for this new chapter. And I want you to ask yourself, what is the new chapter that is coming up for you during this Libra New Moon, this solar eclipse 3 days before the day of and 3 days after? Because until now, all the way to the end of the year, you're going to be a completely different energy, different person. Woo, deep one. The next thing you need to know about this solar eclipse and Libra New Moon that's happening on October 14th, 2023, 3 days before the day of and 3 days after, is that this is a time of gaining clarity of things that have been on pause since the end of September. So we had a retrograde that was August 3rd until mid of September, I believe the 15th of September, 14th of September, depending on where you are in the world. So once that was done, you know, some of us have still been trying to get into the routine of our new energy, right? So again, a lot of you that have been wanting to plan, and maybe the word launch came up, launching things, or maybe you're preparing to plan something. I'm seeing paperwork. So almost like you confirming something. This could be like legal papers for your business, legal papers for a new opportunity. This could be legal papers for a divorce. This could be also legal papers on like something new. It's a new project. I'm seeing a female that's coming up for some of you, a female that's going to help you and is on the other side that's supporting you with this legal paper. And everything is going to be fine is what I'm trying to say. So here it's like the pause that you needed was supportive for you, because if you were to make that decision or end of September, you were still grieving the cycle, right? A lot of us are ending a cycle as we move into October. So you would be still making decisions based on your old self, based on that old energy, right? And it wouldn't have supported you. So that pause or delay, or that person not responding to you till around this time or emailing you back, was actually the best thing that could have happened for you, because now everything in the unseen that was working behind the scenes for you has supported you for you to make the right decision right now. Okay, so I don't know if that resonates for you. If it does, let me know in the comments, but that came up. Another thing to know about this solar eclipse is happening in Libra, this new moon, October 14th, 2023, 3 days before the day of and 3 days after, is there is a new way of creating order, routine in our life. New routines are recommended around this time, and really asking ourselves, how can I approach this emotion and situation differently so I can take full leadership of where I need to go. Whoop. So what that means is that we're really understanding, we're creating a new, one thing I've been telling all of my clients and telling my students in the year of Dharma is like really focusing on approaching things completely different. I want to talk a little bit collectively of what's going on in our world, in this new earth, right? There are new beings that are living and moving into earth plane, okay? And they're here to help ignite and here to support the new babies that are coming into this world, but also the amount of people awakening at a rapid state. I'm sure a lot of you watching this, most of you started your awakening or reawakened within the last 3 to 4 years, and it was a really big pivotal time, was because this time is huge. They're moving in. I also see there's going to be a lot that's happening in other leaderships, old ways of leadership that is now moving out. And it almost feels like the political leaders are holding by the last strain, right? So with that, as you take more leadership in your life and allow yourself to make your own opinions and use your own discretion on how you want to manifest, how you want to live your life. This is everything from starting with basics. We're starting root chakra, food, your home, your environment, the people that you spend the most time with, all these things that you're looking at and you're rebalancing for your highest good. The more you do that, the better it will be for the collective, because then the collective structure, the collective, you can say, system will change itself as well. So there is a rapid speed that's happening with the way the world is during this time of eclipse. And it's all happening because of this egregore of how many awakened conscious people are rebalancing themselves and taking leadership. They're not waiting for others outside of themselves or other media channels or other people to speak on their behalf. Rather, they are saying, hey, this is the information presented to me. How is it triggering me? What is here for me to learn? And seeing from that perspective. So again, there's a huge shift that's happening. And also emotionally, when we look at the Libra is bringing us emotional balance. So if there has been an emotion that's been kind of daunting, such as sadness, depression, which is deep pressure. So maybe you've been having a lot of pressure on yourself or pressure outside of yourself. These things are being rebalanced, right? So it's really important for you to ask yourself, what are the pressures that you're putting on yourself? And how can I look at that and rebalance it and ask this new moon in Libra to give me the right tools to rebalance my mental health, right? And knowing that your mental health will be supported to you the more that you receive the light that is given to you in Libra season. Remember, you're the lily that is submerging up from the swamp. Are you going to try to put yourself back into the swamp, or are you going to receive the help that's here? This is unseen help by spirit. This is help from family members and people, even people that maybe usually you're like, they would not understand me. They would not, all these stories we tell ourselves. What if we were able to actually receive help from the people that we don't even think would help us out, right? Because Us rejecting and judging that person for the love and the help that they're giving us is showing the way that we're rejecting ourselves. And that's a mirror, right? So again, this is huge. This is going to really help you with how can you look at people differently. Libra is bringing us diplomatic perspective in a healthy way with our white hats, as I like to say, where it's like we can look at things and say, even though this person or this perspective or these people or I have changed, how can I look at that and say, what is the new rhetoric that I want to live in my life, right? A perfect example is a lot of people saying that the system's bad and these are all these things that are happening in the matrix and yada, yada, yada. But what if we were to shift and say, I have this ability to see it differently? What if I am able to use the tools and the blessings that I have to understand the system that I am born in on this earth, on this earth world, right? What if I were to able to take that and say, I might be the first billionaire, millionaire in my family, in my lineage, to actually do good things and conscious things with that money flow? What if I'm the first person in my lineage to speak up about something that everyone's been rejecting? What if I'm the first one to decide to reclaim how we eat our food and be more conscious with our food and start to connect on land and connect with, going to the farmer's market? And even though no one understands the purpose of spending an extra $8, $7 on food, I am putting that energy back into my body, my life, and I am becoming a leader in the ceremony, in the way I live my life, in my routine, and rebalancing myself in this time of transition. When each and every single person makes a change that they think they might be judged on because they know it feels right for their soul to do that, you're giving someone else that is judging themselves permission to look inwards and say, I can do that too. You are offering them their power when you step into your own. And that is leadership that this Libra New Moon is bringing to us. The next thing you need to know about this Libra New Moon and solar eclipse that's happening on October 14th, 2023, 3 days before, the day of, and 3 days after, is that whatever you have been hiding from in old relationships will come through and it will be revealed to you. So, one thing that's been coming up very deeply, and when I connect to it, is almost like this, my eyes are like blinking, but it's almost feeling like there is this one cord that is connected to the sacral, solar plexus, and heart for some of you. If you're feeling that, even receiving this message, drop in with me, okay? So this Libra New Moon and this solar eclipse is asking us to really step into and to anchor in. Was there a relationship that I felt powerless? Was there a relationship that I felt imbalanced in my emotions? Was there a relationship where I felt like I was in the swamp and I was a victim in it? And I didn't know I was until now I'm receiving this message and I'm feeling it in my body. This new moon in Libra is asking you to rebalance it by asking that part of your body where you're feeling that energy, what do you need to feel safe and nurtured? What do you need to dissolve this energy? What do you need to allow yourself to step into your power and feel safe to do so? And if anything comes up, let me know in the comments, but journal on that because that's been coming up, right? There's a difference between seeing a scar and reopening a scar, right? Some of you might have been reopening scars over and over again. This Libra New Moon and this eclipse season is telling us, with the balance of the light and the darkness, it's showing us what needs to be in the light will come up and what needs to be in the darkness will. Let me explain. Sometimes you need to figure out within yourself from that relationship and the trigger you're getting around this Libra New Moon 3 days before the day of, 3 days after. It could be a breakup. It could be a friendship that fell out. It could be anything related to that. It could be a work relations. You need to figure out, what do I need to have closure from this wound? So that is the light to the darkness. That doesn't mean that you need to connect with that soul directly. That doesn't mean that you have to text them for closure, because that's your shadow self wanting something. And one of the biggest things one of my space holders told me is that a lot of times people think they have to go to the source to ask for permission to heal something. Why do you need permission and validation from your wounded self to go to that person that hurt you? What you need is to understand what was the trigger in the emotion and understand your boundaries you need if this situation were to happen again. And also, what do I need the next time I need to validate myself and take leadership of my emotions and making sure I feel safe within my light body, my soul, my human body. Now, for some of you, what comes into the dark comes into the light during this Libra new moon. It's going to bring that up to allow you to heal something that is beyond this situation, that is preventing you from feeling safe to step into this new chapter. And through that, this thing you're going to ask when it comes up, ask yourself, what do I need to move on from this so I can fully move into this new season, move into this new cycle? And it will provide that to you through your guides, through your dreams, through your ancestors. They will provide that to you, right? So that's what I love about the eclipse season. It's this great balance between shadow work and manifesting, right? It's showing us where we're at in our healing, but it's also celebrating what we can create and what we can receive. A lot of people only do the shadow work, or only the receiving and manifesting mess. It's a balance, right? It's a harmonization. That's what Libra New Moon is giving us. This eclipse season is harmonizing our life, harmonizing the evolution, harmonizing healing and receiving, harmonizing light and dark. That is what's coming up through this Libra New Moon. The next thing you need to know about this Libra New Moon is why run away from yourself? There is no better time or a better way to express or to be seen. This is a time to step in. If there is an idea that you have been wanting deep in your soul to create and put out in the world, do it. This Libra New Moon is time for you to manifest this. Some great ways that I love to manifest is by scripting. I have a full video on scripting on my channel. Another great thing that I love to do is the pillow manifestation, where I write down what I want to manifest and put it underneath my pillow. And I write it down right before I go to bed to allow the dreams to just marinate that manifestation into my life. And the third amazing, powerful thing to do for this Libra new moon and this solar eclipse is to bring gratitude. When we can be grateful for what we have already, we can see through spirit, through divine, they will tell us what tools within our little, pencil case, what we can use, right? What we can support us, what can help us in this journey. So these three ways are really great to do during this time. And again, why run away from yourself? Why run away from your power? Why run away from your story? Why run away from where you are right now? There's no point of running away, because the longer you run away, the longer you run, you're more or less out of peace, more or less out of imbalance, right? Out of balance itself. So I always tell people when I'm doing healings, I'm like, why are you running away from yourself? You got to sit with that, right? There's no point of doing that, because you need to see what you're running away from is the most powerful thing that can anchor you back to where you need to be. So whatever you're running away from, whatever you're not saying yes to, and you know in your soul and being you have to, even though your ego and your logical mind's like, how in the world am I going to make this happen? What if I were to take one step forward into the possibility of it happening? At least if you tried, you knew that it didn't work and it was the first attempt of something, as opposed to wondering what if it did happen. So Libra New Moon is bringing us this understanding of how can we express our truth, what we actually want. And again, I can say this right now, Libra New Moon eclipse season, for those of you who are ready to really take this energy full force, you are going to have an awesome time this eclipse season. Right? There's harvest, there's abundance flying from the air. It's showering right now. But as much as I want that for you, if you're not in the space to receive, and there is that rebalancing of dark and light, maybe there's something you have to clear first throughout that week, this Libra New Moon week, to then receive and see, this is what this is what the divine was trying to tell me. Now it makes sense. Now it sits and it resonates in my being. I'm not forcing something. I always like to say, if it's not this, it's something else. If it's not this, it's not this right now. How much of you can accept that? But if you stand in the corner waiting for someone to save you from what you want to accomplish or to execute it for you, it's co-creation with the divine. It is not just the divine doing it for you all the time. So you take a leap first, divine response. Remember that. I take a step first, divine response. When balanced, when not in urgency, when not in a space or an amount of balance, and I just want this emotion to get out, but rather the real power of your being is stepping into a space of neutrality, into presence, right? And until you do that, you will continue to live your life on a wounded shadow self, on the pretense of everything around you in the collective, and on other people's terms. What are your terms? What are your non-negotiables? What are your needs? This is what this Libra New Moon is bringing you. It's a blessing that is going to ripple into your whole existence. Deep channel. Okay, next thing that I shared with you guys for this Libra New Moon and this solar eclipse is that you need to know for October 14th, 2023, 3 days before, the day of, and 3 days after, is that you will be asked to organize home relations, family, roommates, to allow yourself and others to feel safer. So this is a really quick one. If you live with someone, this is a great time to just notice that maybe their emotions will affect you a little bit more, and to speak out and ask yourself, maybe there's some things that you need to speak about. So for some of you that live with certain people, to step into your power and be not in an urgent space, but a neutral space, and to speak out what are your needs with the people that you live in an actual physical house with. Sorry, I hit the mic there. A physical house with. This is going to be really supportive for you. So that was a small message that came up, is, you know, not allowing the people around you to essentially like make you feel small. Take up space in your living environment. And this comes from maybe when you were younger, you weren't able to take up space because mom and dad was like, my rules, my voice, I'm in charge here. Let's make this child feel small. If that resonates with you, or did you ever feel small to your parents, to your guardians? Why were you feeling small? Why did they make you feel small? Most likely that is something in them that makes them feel small, and you reclaiming your power in that. And that is why you have a hard time confronting people, letting people know that you're uncomfortable, and you rather just sit in this small space, people pleasing them in this small space that you take. Time to take up space. Time to really take true space, true power, not fake power, not fake it till you make it power. That's over. More into the space of, I'm here. I am in my heart, but I'm here. And it's a divine no. It's a divine yes. It's a divine, these are my needs. These are my non-negotiables. Or maybe for some of you, it's like, this is where in my environment, I have to really shift it. Because the way you do everything is how you do anything. The way you're doing things in your life right now, breathing, eating, all these basic things, is the way that you do everything, including your manifestations, including the moon rituals, including the way that you transfer. Remember, we're here as humans to manipulate energy. The way when we manipulate energy for law of attraction, how we rebalance our emotions in eclipse season, how we change timelines. The way you do anything is how you do everything. So ask yourself, how do you do things in your everyday life? You look at that, that's going to help you. Then ask yourself, for this Libra New Moon, what are the things that I avoid and I don't like spending time on? What if I were to spend 50% more time on those things? I would love probably 100% more of the things I love, right? And one of the biggest examples for me is that I don't like the gym. I just don't like the gym. I used to be a gym person back in the day for obviously trauma reasons, where I was stuck onto wanting to work out because I felt like I wanted to look a certain way. It was a vain space. And when that ego died, then I noticed, wait a minute, why do I want to go to the gym? So I've been loving this new relationship, rebalancing my relationship with movement, my body, right? And this healthy habit. Now I go to the gym, but sometimes I just want to dance. Sometimes I just want to walk. Sometimes I want to go for a bike. Sometimes I want to go for a hike, right? Bike hike, right? But all this to say is that we're understanding that when you come from the light as a lily, and I keep using this metaphor because it's so beautiful. When you take the lily and comes up from the, you know, the swamp, and it blossoms into what it is, right? All of the things that was underneath the lily that it was moving through and trying to seed through doesn't exist anymore, right? So why attach to ourselves, reattach to ourselves, to the trauma and that voice of us, that version of us that doesn't want to voice our spaciousness, voice what our needs are, voice what we want to create. We came into this world to create. Why not? Does that mean everything we create will feel like it's going to be amazing? Maybe not. But again, Libra New Moon is the power. I love this energy. It's the power of like really showing us when we can try. Spirit's here to give us solutions. Are you here to receive it? I know I am. I know you are. Let's do that. So the next thing to know is the big purge of clearing in the sacral chakra. So because this Libra New Moon is all about creating, rebalancing, and when we're in a rebalanced state, creating what we really want to focus on from our manifestations, especially for fixed signs, you guys are going to feel it the most. You're going to notice that this Libra New Moon is going to give us a big expansion in our sacral chakra, which means you might have clearing of trauma that is connected to the sacral chakra, but you may also feel deep Kundalini activation, like you want to create a lot of things. There's new ideas for your business that are completely different than what you used to do. There's new ideas of what direction you want to go in your career. There's new perspectives and approaches that you're having in conversations with your relationship. Before you're like, I don't know where we're going with this relationship. Now you're like, this is what I want and I'm ready. These are my non-negotiables. Who am I? Yes, you've changed, and that's great. We celebrate that. We're here to change. If we're the same person, then obviously we're bypassing or we're just having a 3D experience. But obviously if you're on this channel, you're here for a more conscious experience, most likely, or you're curious about it at least. So yeah, this is really big. It's a big activation for our sacral chakra, and to really ask your sacral chakra, what do you want to create in this eclipse season? What am I asking spirit, source, divine to support me on during this eclipse season? Ask and you shall receive. Put that down in the comments. I ask and I shall receive. It is so. The last thing you need to know is time is going to receive what you have been working on. There is a rainbow and a pot of gold. Ooh, I want to share about this. I am safe to receive all that I am putting my energy towards. Put that down below. I am safe to receive all that I am putting my energy towards. It is so. It is so. So when I was visioning for the Libra New Moon and what to channel for you guys, I saw this rainbow. Rainbow represents hope. And at the end of the rainbow was this pot of gold. And the pot of gold was like everything that you have. So if you were to take the hope of that light that's coming out from this Libra New Moon, this new energy, and not looking at when is this great energy, when is this creative energy going to end? You know, those people who like wait for the worst to happen because they're so used to worse things happening to them in their life. It's like, we're done with that. What if you can receive good? Even when you are grieving, even when you're sad, even when you're angry, even if you're going through transition, can you see yourself still being that pot of gold? Can you see yourself still having that hope? So the rainbow is the hope, right? The light is here. You have hope. The eclipse is here to support you. Now it's time to put your sword down and find inner peace, and to really ask yourself what you want from that inner peace energetic space in your heart and in your sacral. It's going to open that up for you in such a deep way. And you're going to feel lifted. So much will be lifted. And in that, with so much being lifted at a rapid space, I'm talking like quantum lifting through this eclipse season, you are now ready to be like, okay, spirit, this is what I need. This is what I'm ready to be serious about. We're here. I'm here for it, you know? So think of, if you see a rainbow, if you see abundance of a pot of gold, if you see honey, if you see bees, and if you see anything with like elephants, any of that represents, and daisies, represents the abundance that's coming up here. So these are all things that came up. I even felt like a red mushroom that came up. So even fairies connecting and supporting you during this time. You guys are so supported. This new moon's all about get down, get specific, and stop getting attached and saying, oh my gosh, this is too big for me. No, it is exactly what your soul came to accomplish. So do it. Let's move to the card readings, and I'm going to close this reading for you guys. Let me know how so far what's been resonating for you for this Libra. new moon and solar eclipse. And again, I would love to see you in the breathwork that's happening on October 14th, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern time on Zoom. And we're gonna be going deep into that, claiming that bigness that your soul came to experience. Okay, let's see, Libra, new moon. Ooh. Okay, I think this card is the one. Okay, so we have 3 cards. One of them got stuck here. Oh my gosh, guys, you're gonna freak out. So I'm using the Earth Warrior Oracle card deck. For those of you curious, because I know you guys ask, this is the deck I use. Okay, so we have 3 cards. Again, divine, same theme, 3s are coming in again. So we have 11, 1, new beginnings, new perspective, new start. We're starting into a new cycle, way of divine feminine revealed. So now you're learning with your sacral chakra how to efficiently manifest the things you want, because you're at an activated, heightened state during this solar eclipse and everything's being rebalanced. You have this awakening in your crown that's happening, and the butterfly, which represents that there is a transformation and a new idea that is coming up for you, and your crown's going to receive it. You're going to just get this channel download, and it's the divine feminine within you that's being activated for you to just create and make it happen. And it's just going to be a feeling that you're going to receive. I just want to say how every single card I pulled had a butterfly. So look for butterflies and moths in your dreams, or when you're going around, this will help you. 9, blessing of Kumu. We got this as well. No good thing shall be withheld. Stop withholding yourself from the good things. You are worthy of receiving it all. We have the butterfly here again. So you have your ancient ancestors with you. You have the owl for wisdom and knowledge. You have the full moon. So this is for the next eclipse that we have. Eclipse in Taurus, that's going to be the next one video that I'm going to do with you guys. So it's just showing you that everything you're creating is to help you quantum leap. And by the next eclipse, the next moon that's happening, the full moon Taurus, so much is going to happen. You're going to be like, Shika, oh my gosh. And I can't wait to hear all about it. But anyway, so this is just showing you that you have so many beings. You also have the power of the jaguar, the puma here, your inner power activated. This is all your kundalini energy activating you for this creation, crown activation, like so much is going on for you. This is great. Then we have the clan, the wolf heart. Anyone resonate with the wolf? When we wolf spirit, this is for you specifically. You are the ones we've been waiting for. You've stopped waiting for other people to show up. You've stopped waiting for someone to come and be the blessing for you. You are now noticing, man, I was the one I needed to wait for. I was the one that I needed to support me for this. And I'm here and I'm ready. Let's step into this. We're ready to go. So this is a beautiful card. I'm going to actually read this one because this one is giving me like, you guys need to sit with this one. Reach out for help from others whilst you honor the respective individuality and your unique life journey. Balance social time and taking care of yourself, including the need to solitude. So bringing solitude to help you step into those gifts, step into what you have to empower and to create in this world. You know, this is a time to really step into your heart. Believe in the power of your inner voice and do not silence yourself. This is not a time to silence yourself. This is a time to step into it fully. So I'm going to pull one more card, but my battery is dying, so I'm going to record on my phone and come back. Okay, so my battery just hopped in enough to finish this reading, and then I'm going to close it for you guys. So you have 2 cards, and this one's from my deck, the Lightworker Oracle card deck. For those curious, we have the Spiritual Decree, which I love this card. And then we also have the Unplugged from Mass Consciousness, which I love this. This is just confirming what I mentioned to you guys, really stepping into leadership of what you want and not listening so much on all the voices of other people. So this card basically says there's a belief system based on fear, doubt, and distrust that is known and on a mass consciousness. So it's connected to the mass consciousness. It says it is safer to stay with the crowd and not to question what you have been taught. It says you cannot trust the divine to take care of your financial well-being or your emotional needs. It says for you should be afraid and not take risks. It says that if you dare to stand up and live your truth, you'll be lost and alone, humiliated, rejected, or even destroyed. You are being guided to unplug from the system of beliefs, and you are capable of more creative, loving, and soul-satisfying ways of living. To access this, let go of the way that is making your soul really small. Everything I just shared, number 7. If you see the angel number 7 during this time for the Libra new moon and solar eclipse, 3 days before the day of and 3 days after October 14th, 2023, this is a sign for you. So again, how can you unplug from all those fears, all these bases, these mass consciousness? You're going to get big downloads on this. And what's making you small from taking leadership of where you need to go next? Spiritual decree. We have 41 on this one. I love this card. It's a really potent card. And this card is basically saying you have been wondering what will happen next in your life, not releasing how much power you have to decide that for yourself. What do you wish to have happen next? Are you willing to use your divine birthrights of free will, voice, and empowerment to set the cosmic wheel in motion? If your answer is yes, then it is time to speak your truth to the universe, to create, and you shall be it. So again, how are you making yourself small? What are some big things that you need to do in your life? Because they're waiting for you. And now is the time for the eclipse. It's going to help you fast track some open doors that you need to help support you of the unseen that is right there holding you fully. Okay, that is it for this solar eclipse and Libra new moon that's happening on October 14th, 2023, 3 days before the day and 3 days after, and how it will affect you. Let me know in the comments how you're feeling, how it will support, how are you feeling just with this reading? And also let me know down below if you are noticing that there's something big that wants to be created. What is it? What do you want to claim this Libra new moon, this solar eclipse, this eclipse season? I am going to be posting an energy healing meditation for you guys as always, so make sure that you follow, like, subscribe, put notification bells, and it really helps the channel and you get to be part of this awesome family. A couple other things, don't forget to come to the breathwork that's happening on October 14th, the day of the solar eclipse, the Libra new moon, at 5 to 8 p.m. Eastern time via Zoom. You can go and sign up down below. It is going to be a ceremony stepping into your leadership, stepping into beyond the mass consciousness, and for you to take leadership of what you want to manifest and create. We're going to have integration circle, the breathwork ceremony with powerful medicine music, as well as an intro and an opening circle for the ceremony. So who wouldn't want to do this in community? So come and join me. I love seeing you guys in the usernames, but it's nice to have a face-to-face communication and to connect. And if you're new here, it's a great way to start. And I also want to share that the Earth Dharma Healers Training is open. So if you are ready to take what you're meant to do and you are a light worker, the wounded healer, the healed healer, you've outgrown your space as a space holder, or maybe that you want to really step into your Dharma and you don't know what that is, and you're ready to take a whole year of devotion to that while having community to support you even after this program and during, then come and join the Earth Dharma. This is for leaders that are ready to make a change beyond the mass consciousness. And you know you've been receiving it, those souls, you know within you that you're meant for it. So you can apply down below, do the meditation first, then you will be sent an email for the form, the Google form, the ceremonial application form, and then I will reach out to those who are most aligned. There are only 8 to 10 spots available, so spots are filling up. Make sure you sign up ASAP. I also have my one-on-ones open. There's a few spots available, and the 2024 retreats are open. We have the Goddess Retreat, and we also have the Ancestral Retreat. And I'd love to see you there, and Dieta as well, that's happening in Peru. All the good things, all down below. And lastly is the Reiki 1 and Reiki 2 training. I am doing a live training on October 15th for Reiki 1 to be a certified Reiki practitioner, and November 26th for Reiki 2, as well as I have a bundle if you want to do both and you save some on both of them if you do both. So if you're interested in being a Reiki practitioner, you love working with the elements, and you would like an intimate experience being initiated, it also includes the attunement, then you can come to this training program and it will allow you to have another tool to support your community or even to be a full-time Reiki practitioner. I will be also going over business support for that as well. Okay, that is it. Happy solar eclipse. I will see you guys in the breathwork journey and in the meditation that I'll post next. And I love you so much. Bye.